from Ford Field in Detroit. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions taking on Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They'll start out here with the option left. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing here, Purdy. Being chased out left. And Purdy finds a way to move the chains. He slides to a stop, and he's got the first down.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the 49ers first down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And he stopped immediately there. That stop made by Jack Campbell.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd and 10. And they'll try to run the option here. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Purdy now to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. things considered a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a gain of 34.
I guess we got a good idea about what the game plan is for attacking this secondary. No beating around the bush with this crew. His first throw of the game is a deep shot, and it connects. That's a tendency breaker right there because normally you build up to the big shot, but not in this case.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Again, it's Gibbs. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Gibbs is into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them.
And it's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Goff now to throw. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. 2nd quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Rolling to his right. And oh, that one going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Throwing on third. Goff. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Bates' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The 49ers offense making its way back out there. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
McCaffrey following the penalty. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. Here is third down and 4. Back to throw, Purdy. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Purdy. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Here's 2nd and 10. A quick throw there out to Williams. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Goff now looks to throw. That is incomplete.
Well, partner, given where that drive started, that's an excellent job defensively to force them into 4th down.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
From the 29, here's 2nd down and 7. And they'll go with a ground attack here. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Brock Purdy scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Niners have got it back to within a score. Moody good with the extra point. And it's now 13-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And the capper, a 19-yard touchdown run. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
I don't think that run was anything that was designed, but when his reads were blanketed as he went through his progressions, all that was left was for him to run and try and pick it up himself.
Leaping, and he makes the grab. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
2nd and 10. Goff again. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
A lot depended on the spot there, and he got it, but it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you had the first down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. That one goes for 24 yards.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch.
And in for the Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Needed a couple yards for the two-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass, so you spread people out, decide to run the football, you often find good running lanes.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here. But with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way. The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Christian McCaffrey and his 49er teammates back onto the field. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
After the interception, here's Goff. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. 2nd down and 3. Now Goff. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Goff on 3rd down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports Halftime Report. In the first half, it was the Alabama man, Jahmyr Gibbs, who had it cooking. He found the end zone twice, once on the ground and once in the passing game, as he proved he's anything but a one-dimensional running back.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. As we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Eluding the pressure right. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Goff. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Gibbs straight ahead. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. A shotgun snap for Goff. Steps away to his left. Able to get away. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jared Goff. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now a throw here, hauled in. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 10 and a 49er 1st down. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Connects with Kittle underneath. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Purdy. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Now Purdy.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
He's going to try and do this himself.
Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with the defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
And Kittle going to have a 49ers first down as he'll be taken down at the 46. Off the option, he'll try and run with it.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
And they'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal.
Oh, he stays up.
And that's going to be incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up, and he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. And at this point, after that return for a touchdown, I guess the only thing is you're asking what else could go wrong.
Not only that, I think that between the two of us, we thought this was over before. I believe now it's really over.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
Khalif Raymond now.
Here's Khalif Raymond to return.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Goff now looking to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll let this go deep for St. Brown.
And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
First target, first catch, and a first down.
Purdy looking to throw.
They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. No gain on the screen there at 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss. And now here is another interception. Picked up by DJ Reed.
And the Lions are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
Right at the 50-yard line.
They'll start things off with a give to Gibbs.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Play action. It's Goff.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And it'll be 4th down.
Bates' kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it. And they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. The Niners set to take over on offense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This one caught by Kittle.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. Back to throw.
Purdy got a man. That's Ayuk.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it.
Completes it to Jennings. And he's taken down inside the 30.
The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down. Purdy from the gun. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey.
2 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score.
Purdy now on 2nd down. That's caught. It's McCaffrey again.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
On 1st down, Purdy. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the side.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
Moody good with the extra point.
And the lead is down to 24. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown.
So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick.
And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Steps away. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field. Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory.
Now on 1st down, it's Purdy. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Throwing on 2nd down, it's Purdy. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Purdy to throw it on 1st down.
Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Purdy sets up to throw again.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.